Okay. So, of course, we're watching and monitoring the situation with the high and rising river. We are taking some precautions today. We are going to make sand available for the residents along the junk ditch area, and we're going to be putting the sand in the Ash Center parking lot, which is in the 1700 block of Freeman. That will be available later this afternoon. There'll be bags. They can fill that themselves and take it if they want to protect their property. We have put some stop gates in at Hartman Road today, as well as at Greenwood yesterday. That is over by Sweeney Park. And we will be continuing to watch the situation. We're at Tillman. There is a little bit of water that's come onto the road, and we're certainly watching that. We'll just have to kind of see how much rain we get tomorrow. We're expecting that our rivers will crest tomorrow.
Is this all in precaution, or are you looking at that rain and thinking that there could be some flooding?
This is all precaution, certainly along the junk ditch where it's so flat, and I think a lot of you are familiar that we have been buying out some of those properties and have recently gotten a grant to buy out 12 more properties there. But there's still homes that have people living in them there, so it's a flat area, and certainly when the water comes up, there's usually no place for it to go. If you think about a tabletop, and if you poured water on it, it's just going to spread out. So certainly I'm sure that the residents there are concerned. You know, additionally, we have pumps that we've placed around town already. They're not running, but we've put them in place of places that we know water could rise so that we could be ready if it does. We're just trying to make sure that we're ready in case we do need to do something.
Have you fielded any calls from concerned citizens yet? Or?
I think there have been just a few, kind of just mainly asking questions, and I think they certainly have been monitoring your stations and seeing what you guys are saying with the weather and hearing what you guys have to say. I will say too that last week we began really planning, and we did fill 30,000 sandbags last week to have those ready to go if we needed those.
Is this all an effort of a very experienced staff that's done this many times before, that said let's not wait? Is that it?
Yes. You know, I walked in last Friday to the 7th floor conference room where we usually meet when we have to deal with big flood situations, and we already had everything set up. The phones were all charging for the cell phones. We had the other phone lines installed and ready to go. All the paperwork was ready to go, and so we're ready to go if we need to.
I'm so sorry. When was the last time there was this much water in the rivers, the junk ditch flooded like this?
Generally every year when we have a big snow or ice event, after it starts to melt, and especially if we have a lot of events in a row, and plus rain, we have some heavy situations. I think last year we had it a couple of times, and you know, we have 3 rivers, and so it certainly is one of those things that we're always going to be looking at. But we have made major improvements, as you guys know, along the Foster Park area with the wall that we've put in, as well as buying out a lot of the homes. And we bought out the homes in the Eastbrook-Westbrook neighborhood, which used to flood all the time, and there's a rain garden there now, which helps absorb more of the water. So continued improvements and continued ways to address this situation are what we're always going to look at.